Hi, this is Patricia with the Crazy Cat Lady Crochet and Crafts. Today I am going to show you how to make the Give Thanks banner. First of all, I'd just like to welcome you to my channel. If you like this video, please click on the like button. If you'd like to see more videos, please click on the subscribe, and if you'd like to get notified of more videos that I'm uploading, please click on the bell notification. So the first thing that we're going to do, as you just was watching, we're going to create a slip knot and put the hook through the slip knot, and then we're going to chain 21 single crochet stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'll be back when I get to 21. So here we are at 21 stitches. And what we're going to do now is we are going to crochet in the second stitch from the hook, and then we're going to crochet all the way back to the end, and that should give you 20 stitches. Once I get to the end of the yarn here, or to the end of this single crochet, I'll be back with you. All right, we are just a couple stitches from the end. And we're going to chain 1, turn. Now on this row, we're going to start creating the eyelet for the hole in the squares where you're going to thread the yarn through, so you'll have something to hang it with. So in the first 2 stitches, we're going to single crochet and single crochet. In the second one, in the 3rd stitch, slip stitch, and in the 4th stitch, slip stitch, and then continue with your single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We want to be 4 stitches from the end. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this was stitch number 12. And then the next stitch we want to slip stitch. The next stitch we want to slip stitch. And then the last 2 stitches, single crochet. And that should be 20 stitches. Chain 1 and turn. Go. Oops, made a mistake in counting. Let me see. Alright, I thought I had made a counting mistake, but I did not. So after we chain 1 and turn, go ahead and single crochet, and then the same 2 places that we placed the slip stitches, let's go ahead and chain 2. So we chained 2, and so we're going to skip those 2 spots, 1, 2, And so in stitch number 5 from this end, we're going to do a single crochet. And see, that creates the eyelet. Then we're going to single crochet all the way to the other end. All the way. I think it was what's the last single crochet was stitch number. Well, I think we crocheted 13 stitches. I just remember that it has to be 4 stitches from the end. But it'll be directly over those 2 slip stitches that we're going to chain. So once we get down here, we'll see where it's at. Alright, do you see where those slip stitches are right there? Right here and right here. So we got 1, 2. We're going to skip 1, 2. Nope, let's do one more single crochet. Now, 1, 2. And then single crochet. And single crochet. Chain 1. And turn. Now for the rest of this square, we're just going to single crochet all around. Okay, so on this row, you're going to need to single crochet 2 spaces, and then where the eyelet is, go ahead and do a slip through it, and then crochet like a slip stitch around that top part. That finishes off the eyelet. And then once we get to the other end, we're going to do the same thing. You want to slip stitch around that eye. I like doing it that way because it just seems more reinforced that way. I got a new camera set up, and so right now I'm standing up looking into the camera to make sure that my hands stay in here in the viewing area. Okay, so now we're at the point where we're going to insert our hook, wrap around, and then pull through, insert a hook, wrap around. Right. There you go. That finishes off the eyelet. So if you see the camera shaking a little bit, I do apologize. Like I said, it's a new setup, so I'm just kind of trying to get my bearings here. Now we're going to chain 1, turn, and then for the rest of this square, we're going to do 20 stitches for a total of 23 rows. Your squares, when you're finished, your square should be 4 inches wide, 6 inches long. So however rows that makes for you, that's how many you're going to crochet. So we already got the 4-inch wide. So crochet until it's 6 inches long. And I do believe that's going to be 22 rows, depending on your tension. If you crochet tight, it might be more. If you crochet loose, it might be a little bit less. So I'll be back with you once I get this entire square crocheted. Alright, here we are with the finished square. And these are the 4 colors that I have chosen to make the banner out of. This is I Love This Yarn Sungold. I Love This Yarn Terra Cotta. I Love This Yarn Burnt Pumpkin. And the last one is I Love This Yarn Forest So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our size 5 hook, and you pick any color that you want to start off with. I'm going to pick this one here, the burnt pumpkin, to start us off. Put these back in my little organizer bag here. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to make a slip stitch in the yarn, and somewhere on the side, because we are going to slip stitch all the way around. I'm going to pick this spot right there and get me some yarn up here, so I don't have to keep pulling in the middle. Just try and get a bunch up here. That way I don't have to stomp. Once I get in a groove, I don't like to stomp. So I've already inserted the hook. Insert the hook. Put the yarn on the other side. Tighten it down. Then just slightly pull it through. And I'm going to tuck the tail as I'm slip stitching around. Because sewing in ends is not the most fun thing to do. And if I can do it this way, we can do 2 things at one time. There we go. And I just evenly space around the square. If you get the stitches too close, you're going to have a wave and a bulge, and it's not going to look good. We're going to take it out and start it all over again, and no one wants to do that. Right there's where I had to add more yarn to it and run out of yarn. So we're going to take care of that right there too. Plus, this slip stitching and hitting every other stitch kind of gives it a nice rustic charm look to it. And that's the look I'm going for. Then in the corner, so you can get a nice pointy corner, I put 4 stitches in there. You put however many stitches in there that you want to. And the same on the bottom. I'm just going to hit every other stitch because I don't like that bulgy, wavy look. And I'm catching the tail as I go too. Now I'm going to do this one square with you, but there are a total of 10 squares, 1 for each letter. And back when I went to school, I counted up 10. So Givethanks is 10 letters, 10 squares. And you just pick any colors to do your borders with, and then I'll show you how I top stitch crochet the letters onto the square. Some people already know how to do it. It looks hard, but once you get into the groove of it, it's not so hard. And just going up this side, I'm hitting every other stitch also, because that's the look that I like. If you like a more finished look, you do that. Your project, you do it your way. I'm just kind of like a tour guide. I'll show you how I'm doing it. You make any revisions you want to. I'm not going to know. Now, once you're done with your project, I am on Instagram as Crazy Cat Lady Crochet and Crafts. And you just post a picture of your finished banner and tag me in it, and I would love to see how yours turned out. And if you'd like to, you can also follow me on Instagram, and I'll follow you back. And if you have a YouTube channel, you just let me know what your YouTube channel name is, and I'll be glad to subscribe to your channel. We all got to stick together and support one another and help each other out. This is the last corner. See, that goes fast. Oops, my tail tried to get in there. Like I said before, I'm standing up crocheting. It's a new camera set up, and I'm just trying to figure out where my bearings are at. I want to be able to look into the camera and make sure that my hands are still in the viewing area. I have no idea how many crochets I made in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's get that little tail in there. Get your little tail in there. Oops, got too many. And we're almost to the end. There we go. And once you get to the end, just go ahead and slip stitch with the first, slip stitch the last stitch to the first stitch. And just pull through. Now we only have one tail to tuck in. We're going to use that again here in a little bit to make the lettering with. This one curled. I have to block it. That's the thing about this yarn. I think maybe it's just this yarn. It curls so easily. I wasn't putting very much tension on my, well, I just had my fingers like this. I had it very loose when I was crocheting. Let me just get this stretched out where I can work with it. There we go. And then I just take my crochet hook and I just weave the ends in. I just take it up a few stitches. And then I come around to the back. Weave it in through the stitches back here. Okay. Put the hook down. Get my little scissors. Cut that end off there. Cut your tail off there. Trim that too. Okay. Now to do the lettering, first you just gotta clear your mind. Just clear your mind. Now if you want to just like find like some kind of chalk and outline the letter, or just kind of look on here to see how high up you're going to want to go, you do whatever you got to do to get the lettering looking good on here. I'm going to start. This is going to be the G, so I'm going to start right here. So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to first put my hook through the front. And then I've got the slip knot, and I'm going to put it on the hook through the back. All right, you with me so far? Great. Then I'm just going to slightly pull the slip knot out. And then you see how I've got the yarn held in my hand here? Just like you will hold it regularly, but it's on the back side. And you're just going to find the next hole that you want to go into, and you put your hook through that hole, and then on the back side you yarn over. Can you see that okay? Yarn over and pull it through, and then pull it through those loops. See, put your hook in, grab the yarn, pull it through, and then go through those two loops. You're just going to have to eyeball, or if you got something washable, or some kind of chalk or something that'll come off, and you want to very lightly trace your letter, is your project. You do whatever you got to do to get it done. See? One thing about this yarn, it tends to split. Okay, I've got up, then across, and then the tricky part to doing like angle is you're just going to have to find a hole that's like catty corner. And then just spin it around. And you might have to flip the square over and grab it. I'm going to start going straight down. And we are doing the letter G. I don't know if I said that before. And this is a size 4 hook. I don't know if I said that before either. But so I picked to do this lettering, I picked a size smaller hook. You can also do this with a needle if you just want to, embroider it. That looks nice too. And we're still going straight down. think after this one we're going to start angling a little bit. Then you just pick a stitch kind of diagonal. You just kind of have to visualize where you're going. Maybe stop, take a look, see where you're at. Okay, everything's looking good so far. I thought I had enough yarn pulled out, but let me get some more out. I didn't know G used so much yarn. There we go. Now just you hold the yarn in your hand the same way as if you're just regular crocheting, except for the hand that's holding the yarn is behind the square. Now we're going to start going straight over. So right about here, this one right here, I'm going to start going up because that's where I started the, see, this is where I started the G. So I'm just following that. Can you see it okay? So I'm following this road on down. So about right here, I'm going to start going up. One more. And then we're going to angle like one time. That way it doesn't look like a square G. Now we'll go up. Now we're going to go up a couple of stitches. Couple more, and then we'll cut over to the left. Yep, right there. That looks good. Kind of get my bearings again here on the back. So we gotta go this way now. So this is where you just gotta free up your mind before you do this. And then we're gonna go a couple stitches in. Kind of look at it, see where you're at. Okay, so I'm happy with where that's ending. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this loop out just a little bit. Just a little bit, see? Just a little bit. And then the next place where the next stitch is going to go, I'm going to poke my hook right through there because this is where I want to end it at. See? So then we're going to take that stitch, we're going to slip it over the hook, and then we're going to go ahead and tighten it down. And spin the hook around so we can go ahead and grab the yarn and just pull it through. Oops, don't poke it through, just pull it through. And then I do a couple of single crochets back here to tie it off. 1, 2. I'm going to end up blocking that, getting it wet and stretching it out and pinning it down. There we go, but there's the G. So all together there's 10 squares, so do the same thing just like we've done for all 10 squares. And then once you get all 10 squares done, whatever color yarn, looks like a bird's nest. Whatever color yarn you decide to go with, I chose the ivory yarn. You just take your bigger hook, the size 5, and GIVE, since 4 squares has 20 stitches, and then you got 2 stitches here, 2 stitches here. I crochet about 100 stitches. And then once you get your 100 stitches crocheted, you're going to have a long chain. And what you want to do with that long chain is you'll want to start on the top and then go back behind the panel and then come out on the back side. And that's how you're going to hang it. So you're going to make your chain. If you're going to give thanks to be all in one, you're going to have like a really long chain. For the one that I made previously, I did 2 chains. I think the first one I did was like 105 stitches, 105 chain stitches to make the rope for the give. And then for thanks, I think I did like 130 chain stitches for the bottom part. So go ahead and do the letters IVE, THANKS, and I would love to see your finished banner. Remember, I'm on Instagram, Crazy Cat Lady Crochet and Crafts. Tag me, and I'd love to see how yours turned out. Thanks for stopping by and watching me on my channel. Y'all have a good day.